Halo, witam. Jestem Marcisław, wy jesteście, to jest Broken Sword. Ostatnio przegoniliśmy pana... nie klauna, nie żonglera, tylko... Leżingę. Co to znaczy? To samo, ale po francusku i bardziej pretensjonalnie. Okej, pan policjant też sobie poszedł. Ci ludzie może nie będą nam przeszkadzać, jak będziemy sobie otwierać studzienkę. Haha. I oto kanały pod mą fasą.
If I wanted to get deeper into these catacombs, I was going to have to get onto that path. If the near edge hadn't crumbled away, I could have jumped it easily.
A mogę przejść tędy na Wudencję, obrócić może sobie tego żurawia i się na nim przenieść? Można by go też lekko opuścić i się na nim huśtnąć. Stobart. Are you retarded?
The hook lay in a bed of chain.
Już musi być drugie, żeby obrócić całym żurawiem. Co jest? Co to w ogóle mamy?
The inscription was hard to read, but I made out Templier and something about innocence. The wall had flaked, and anything once written on it had long since gone. The wall seemed in very poor condition. The inscription was undecipherable. The plaster had cracked and was falling away. I wondered why. The wall had flaked.
Rzuć piłką. Nie wiem, posyp... Rozwalimy to jakoś w drzazgi.
It was time for some brutal destruction.
Wow.
Hey, that's hollow! I'd poked a hole in an historical site. If any archaeologists came by, they'd lynch me for this. There was some sort of mechanism hidden inside the wall, with a lever in the middle of it. Here goes. The secret door had jammed. I couldn't get through that gap.
Ale mogę użyć narzędzia, co nie? Nie? Myślałem, że podważymy, tak wiecie, wsunąć w szparę i trochę pomocować. Teraz może mogę użyć... Zaczepimy hakiem. I teraz kręcić. Wow. Panie Stobart, co pan robi? Rozdupcam.
Boy, had I ever made a mess of that door.
In the beginning was the end.
An end wrought by our enemies began our darkness.
In the end will be a beginning.
An end to our enemies heralds our new day.
Report. The military establishments are in flux. The end of the Cold War has left them with no clear goal and as obvious targets for budgetary cuts. We have successfully promoted a sense of betrayal in the upper echelons. They feel that the politicians have cast them adrift. The pattern is emerging. Our time is now.
Good. Mademoiselle?
Governments are giving the corporations more respect than their own citizens. A groundswell of dissatisfaction and dissidence is growing. The corporations are becoming too large and complex for their own executives to control them. A blind belief in market forces is accelerating this trend the world over. The pattern is emerging. Our time is now.
The global population's belief in those that govern it has never been lower. We have inculcated a sense of immediacy and action over forethought and planning in all the major governments. They are acting on hasty decisions that cannot be completed or revoked without appearing foolish. The pattern is emerging. Our time is now.
Excellent. The tired old governments are dying a slow death from their own incompetence and our machinations. Professor, where is the broken sword?
Broken sword.
As we discussed last time, with the loss of the manuscript, our search is as a corollary hindered.
And as discussed last time, you have been furnished with a dramatically increased budget.
Profesor jest jedyną osobą, którą tutaj znamy w sumie, co nie?
Money, Professor.
We are working on the principle that the Templars, that is to say, our predecessors,
Hold on. These are the Templars?
must have left a trail when they were hiding the clues to the sword of Baphomet's location. I have a small army of historians and archaeologists ferreting out that trail.
I trust these historians and archaeologists are more trustworthy than your friend Pegram.
Pegram was loyal. He tried to protect the Lochmarn gem when the Hashashin came near.
And failed. And don't call that Syrian maniac the Hashashin. He's an assassin. Plain and simple.
That's not what he believes. He actually thinks.
Silence! Do I have to remind you that we have a sacred duty? A trust? When Philippe attempted to destroy the Order, we lost the sword and our power with it. Now we have the opportunity to reforge it. But time is short. We need results, not petty bickering, not excuses. Now, Professor Baphomet.
Yes, of course, my apologies. We will find Baphomet and the sword, manuscript or no. We have already found another element actually within Paris.
Excellent. What is it?
Well, we're not exactly sure at present.
Ha!
But I have my best people working on it. You would do well not to criticize others, Eklund. At least I have not murdered one of our own.
Of course. That guy was the bogus doctor in the hospital.
Marquet was a liability. Eklund dealt with him on my orders.
I beg your pardon, Grandmaster. I did not mean to.
Have you any good news for us, Professor?
We already know 3 of the elements. We know that Klausner had obtained the lens before he vanished.
Where was he?
Syria. We know that he arrived, but after that, nothing.
The assassin.
I fear so. It's a shame. Klausner was a good operative.
This will be our last meeting in person until we locate the sword of Baphomet. I hope that I don't need to emphasize the importance of finding it. Without it, our endeavors come to nothing. With the sword reforged, we will have the power to sweep the stage of all opposition. The next time that we meet, it will be to become the princess of this world!
Wow.
Wizualia czasami potrafią być trochę zabawne. Dobra, to była dość długa cutscenka. Kojima daje okejkę. Z wielu powodów. Między innymi... Co to w ogóle jest napisane? Non omnis... Moriar... Co tu jest? Nie mam pojęcia. Oj, teraz jest lepiej. Non omnis moriar clarior e tenebris. Nie wszystko złoto, co się świeci, tak?
In the middle of the circle was a stump of stone, a shaft of daylight from the world above lancing down to touch it.
Dajcie mi 5 sekund. Nie wiem, po co w ogóle mówię o tym, że wychodzę. Mogę po prostu zatrzymać i wyjść. Zboczenie streamowe.
In the middle of the circle was a stump of stone, a shaft of daylight from the world above lancing down to touch it.
Chwila, nie wszystko złoto, co się świeci, czy cokolwiek. To są 3 dziurska.
The tripod's feet fitted neatly into the notches on the top of the stump. There was a large circle marked. Around the circle I could see words inlaid into the stone. On the circle's circumference were the Templar seal and 2 Latin phrases, non omnis moriar and clarior e tenebris. I shall not die completely,
Wow,
the
jestem
brighter
głupi.
from the darkness.
Czytam non omnis, nie wszystko i jakoś tam dalej samo poszło.
The light falling from above struck the gem and scattered in 5 neat rays, and each ray picked out a letter.
Marib.
Starting from the left, I could read M-A-R-I-B. Marib. Now all I had to do was figure out what the heck that meant.
Marib to jest takie stare miasto?
Nico, I've seen them.
Who?
The Templars. I spied on their meeting in the catacombs.
And you saw the Knights Templar?
I saw a bunch of guys masquerading as Templars. They're after something called the Sword of Baphomet. The bogus doctor was there, the guy who killed Marquet. The manuscript is the key, just as we thought. It shows the way to the broken sword, whatever that is.
And how does the assassin fit into all this?
He's out to stop them. These Neo-Templars, they're men and women in influential positions. Don't you see? Plantar was one of them. The assassin killed him for the manuscript, to stop them finding the sword.
But now we have got the manuscript.
Yes.
So, how do they hope to find the sword?
I don't know. They said something about a lens and a guy called Klausner who's gone to Syria, but they didn't seem to realize the significance of the very site of their meeting. You see, after they'd gone, I discovered a stone pedestal and a carved inscription. I set up the gem on the tripod, directly below a beam of light. The gem split the beam and lit the letters M-A-R-I-B.
Marib is a village in Syria.
Then the Neo-Templars are ahead of us. Klausner beat me to it.
You're not thinking of going there yourself, are you?
Why not?
These guys are crazy and dangerous. That reminds me, you should leave the gem here.
Okay, what about the tripod?
I'll send it back to Andre, anonymously.
Okay.
Let's take another look at the manuscript.
Lens. Pewnie chodzi o to szkło. Może to wcale nie jest kula.
A knight with a crystal, the night scroll. Through my teachings, you will be enlightened. But
Fajnie, że muszę to za każdym razem obejrzeć całe.
Look,
do you think I should go to Marib?
Syria is a long way, Georges.
Ale sobie i tak pójdę. O, Irlandia jest już unicestwiona, jest szara. Dobra, no to do Syrii. Few hours later. Wow, te samoloty szybko latają. Ej, to jest identycznie. Może nie identycznie. Nie, to jest identyczne ułożenie ulicy. Jezu, kompletnie identyczne ułożenie ulicy. Jak w Różowej Panterze. Pogadajmy z każdym, bo widzę, że jest sporo ludzi.
Hey there, young fella. Speak you the English? Speak you the Anglese? Parlez-vous anglais?
Yes, si, and indeed we, and rather better than you by the sound of it. My name is Nijo. Welcome to my grand emporium of quality merchandise.
So, this is your stand?
Oh, yes, sir. Though stand does not begin to do it justice. The finest in this bustling metropolis.
This is a bustling metropolis?
Well, not per se, no.
How much are those books there on the shelf?
Have you any Syrian pounds?
I think I might have a couple of Irish pund.
Then they're too expensive for you, sir.
You speak very good English.
Thank you, sir. I learned from tapes that my uncle procured.
Oh, a language course.
No, sir. Jeeves and Wooster. Gussie, Fink Noto. Aunt Agatha. What ho?
Powinien mieć troszkę inny akcent w takim razie. Chyba.
Does the word Templar mean anything to you?
Templar. Ah, Templar. Templar! Why, yes, of course.
It does?
Yes. A splendid series of books by Mr. Leslie Chatteris, featuring the roguish Mr. Simon Templar.
Great. That's a real help, Nijo. Anything else?
The Saint television program, featuring Mr. Roger Moore of the quizzical eyebrow, and a stick man with a halo. Bing!
So all Templar means to you is Roger Moore.
I only watched it for the stick man with the halo. Bing! He was better animated.
So I'm correct in saying that the word Templar doesn't mean much to you.
Well, there was the Order of Knights who were wiped out in an inquisition in 1312, I suppose.
That's them. What else do you know?
Just how much information do you think there is on a Trivial Pursuit card?
A what?
From the medieval edition. We had it on the stand a couple of years ago. Ask me what a feuter is. Go on, I know all this stuff.
Never mind.
Hej, tu sporo było nawiązań do rzeczy, których nie kojarzę przez to, że nie oglądałem telewizji w latach 80. Konkretnie brytyjskiej telewizji w latach 80.
Okay, forget about the Templars for a minute. What do you know about knights?
Like the Crusaders, they came to the East on an insane and pointless mission. They sacrificed thousands of lives, including their own, for insensate pride. How anyone can find them romantic confounds me.
Może dlatego, że romantyzm to nie jest romantyczność. Ale to nieważne.
So long, Nijo.
Toodle pip, sir.
Czemu w ogóle romans jako gatunek się nazywa romans? Nie jestem
Hello.
pewien.
I was wondering whether you could help me.
Why, hi there, handsome. What can I do for you?
Hi, my name's George. I was just...
Well, it certainly is delightful to meet you, George.
I was...
My name's Mrs. Henderson, but you can call me Pearl, I'm sure.
Okay, Pearl. I was...
So nice to meet a friendly American face so far from home.
Pearl?
Yes, dear?
I was just wondering if you could help me.
Why, sure, precious.
Ua.
Do you know anything about medieval weaving?
I do a little needlework, but gosh.
It's okay. It was a long shot. Have you ever heard of a group of knights called the Templars?
Sounds familiar. I remember. Dwayne had a book. The holy something and the holy something else I can't quite recall. I read a little of it.
And?
Seemed like a lot of hooey to me.
So, tell me a little about yourself, Pearl.
Me? Oh, a gentleman's interest is always so flattering. Well, my husband and I run a greetings card company in a cute little place called Akron in Ohio.
Akron? Cute? Little? Is your husband around, Pearl?
Well, as a matter of fact, yes, he is. Sorry to disappoint you.
Have you talked to the boy on the bric-a-brac stand?
Oh, you've met him? His name's Miłego, you know. Oh, he's just so cute, I could die. I'd love to bundle him up and take him back to Ohio.
He might not thank you.
I'm looking for something ancient, you know. Something to impress the folks back home. The poor boy was trying to do his best, but we still haven't found anything.
Żeby spróbowali mumię jakąś ukraść. Idzie we krwi.
Does this matchbook mean anything to you?
You're a philommenist?
Don't they have secret handshakes?
Oh, George, now you're teasing.
Muszę ją opuścić. Uszanowanie.
I've got to go now, Pearl.
It's been a pleasure, George. Don't be a stranger.
I will be a stranger.
Hi, I was wondering whether you could help me.
Why, sure, son. Always got time for a fellow American. The name's Henderson. Dwayne Henderson.
Pleased to meet you, Mr. Henderson.
Hell, boy. I'm not in the office. Call me Dwayne.
Oh, okay. Dwayne? My name's George Stobart. I saw a medieval picture of a woman. Royalty or nobility, something like that. She was looking in a mirror, but the reflection was of a man with 3 faces. What do you think of that?
I think you should be in therapy.
Chcesz pan w pysk?
Do you think bulls have any significance around here?
Weird question, George. Nope, I don't think they have.
Do you mind if I ask you an odd question?
Okay, but I might not answer it.
Do you know anything about the Templars?
The Knights Templar?
Yep.
Nope. Nothing at all.
Well, you knew they were an order of knights.
What I know and what I say are 2 different things, boy. I haven't lasted as long as I have in this business without knowing that.
In this business?
Sure. The greetings card business.
Oh, please. Does the image of a knight holding a crystal ball mean anything to you?
Hell no. What would a knight want with a hunk of glass?
I don't know. That's the prob.
What's wrong, boy?
It's not a crystal ball. It all came together in my head. What
It's
the conspirators had mentioned losing. The strange perspective of the manuscript. It's a lens. Have you talked to Nijo?
Nijo? He's the youngster on that junk stand, right? Yeah, we've met him. He's a smart kid. Speaks 4 languages, and he's never had a day's formal education. He should go far. Kept trying to peddle garbage on us, though.
You're not going to find much worthwhile around here.
I know that, and you know that. But try telling Pearl. She reckons there's antiquities in them there stands.
You're a long way from home, Dwayne.
Could say the same about you, George.
Me? Well, I'm just sightseeing, that's all.
Without a camera? Kinda lax to come all this way and not take pictures. Mind if I take a picture of you, George?
What? Why? Ow! You could have warned me.
You don't mind, do you, George? The folks back home will be real interested.
Ich rozmowy się nie kończą. Co to są za ludzie? Turyści.
What exactly do you do, Dwayne?
Didn't I say? Oh, I run a greeting card company. Yep, we're based in Cleveland, Ohio.
Cleveland? Pearl said you're in Akron.
What was that?
Nothing. Just thinking out loud. Where is your wife, Dwayne?
Pearl? Oh, she's around, looking for bargains.
How long have you been married, Dwayne?
Hell, must be 30 years now.
Widział tego typa?
Have you seen this man before?
Maybe. Where'd you get it?
I just picked it up somewhere.
Sure. I'm always picking up photos of complete strangers and then asking around.
W sumie to
damn
zrobił.
it.
There. I've got another picture of a complete stranger. Maybe I'll ask around about this one.
Okay, well, I'll see you around, Dwayne.
Count on it, George.
Dziwny typo. Dobra, dopytamy się z powrotem Nejo i... Jakoś tak chyba to się... Tu jest? Jest, dobra. I tego drugiego gościa na drugim standzie tam po tamtej stronie w kolejnym odcinku, bo ten jest taki k. Mam nadzieję, że się podobało. Zostawcie lajki, jeżeli tak, do zobaczenia w kolejnym odcinku. Kochani dzieci Boże. Siema.